You're watching The Big Story. I'm Amita Balachandra. On The Big Story, no respite for farmers and families celebrating weddings as banks turn away customers looking to withdraw 2.5 lakh rupees. Banks cite that they haven't received any formal communication from the RBI as yet. That's The Big Story. But first, the headlines.
Statutory inquiry by Commissioner of Railway Safety into the accident has been ordered to determine the correct cause of accident. There shall be a separate comprehensive investigation.
Over 145 dead in India's worst rail disaster in the last 6 years. 24 hours after the Indore-Patna Express derailed, rescue operation still underway. Railway Minister assures thorough probe and strict action. Finally, queues outside ATMs and banks get shorter, but no respite yet for families celebrating weddings and farmers. Magic Bricks now finds out that several banks across India are still awaiting RBI's notification to allow brides or grooms to withdraw 2.5 lakh rupees for their wedding.
सबसे बड़ा इकोनॉमिक डिसीजन हिंदुस्तान की हिस्ट्री में लिया है। 3-4 लोगों को बता के ले लिया है। ये प्लानिंग नहीं की कि क्या होगा लोगों का।
And the clamour for Prime Minister Modi to speak on demonetization grows. Ruckus in Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha continues. Outside the Parliament, Rahul Gandhi ups the ante. Straight up to the big story on the war on black money. Magic Bricks now did a ground check of the government's demonetization move and whether the pain has eased on ground. While lines in front of banks and ATMs had gotten considerably thinner, Magic Bricks now found that there was no respite for families with weddings and farmers. Now, the government's concession of 2.5 lakh rupees for families with weddings is not being implemented as yet. The reason? Banks say that they haven't received any circular from the RBI. I went out earlier in the day to find out. Take a look. Well, we visited a couple of banks today and we noticed that the queues have become noticeably shorter. However, what came out through citizens, when I spoke to a couple of citizens, is the fact that there's lack of clarity at this point in time on the limits for withdrawal or deposit or even exchange for that matter. They say because of so many policy changes, because the government has been changing, constantly relaxing norms, this has not been helping them, but creating more confusion at the same time. Another point that came out, of course, was the 2.5 lakh concession that the government has given at this point in time. Shaktikanta Das also went ahead and clarified that the government has not scrapped that concession and that still holds. However, when we checked with a couple of banks, we noticed that they haven't received any circular from the RBI yet. They say that there is no official confirmation, and that is why they've been turning down distressed customers who are in urgent need of cash at this point in time for weddings because they have not received any circular from the RBI. We also checked with the RBI and figured that in their website there is no such issue that's been made as yet. This is Amita Balachandra for Magic Bricks Now.
काले धन वाले को पहले से नहीं 500 की नोट और 100 की दे दी, उसमें शॉर्टेज हो गई, तब ये हाल है। आज लाइन कम है तो उसका कारण ये है कि नोट है ही नहीं।
कभी सिस्टम डाउन होता है, the policies have been changing every now and then.
Right now, position RBI are not able to give the enough money to these banks. So banks have limited the withdrawal limit now.
There's absolutely no problem at all. People are also very kind. Even the staff was very kind.
अगर किसी की शादी है तो वो लोगों को तो मिलना ही चाहिए पैसा, नहीं तो वो लोग कहाँ जाएंगे। और आज के मार्केट में कौन किसको देता है?
तो उसमें क्लैरिटी नहीं है, लाइक वो 200% पेनल्टी वो किस बेसिस पे लगेगी, कब लगेगी, उनको मालूम नहीं है। दे आर जस्ट थिंकिंग 2.5 लाख के ऊपर चला गया तो पेनल्टी लग जाएगी, और ऐसा कुछ नहीं है।
सरकार बोलती है कि न्यूज़ में बताती है कि पैसा बहुत है, लेकिन उधर आने के बाद जाने के बाद हम लोग को नंबर 2 घंटा खड़ा होने के बाद बोलता है कि बैलेंस ही नहीं है।
So essentially, here's what we did. We visited Dadar's HDFC, ICICI and SBI Bank, where branch managers confirmed to us that there was no word from the RBI as yet. However, we also got in touch with the corporate communication teams of all three banks. While ICICI and SBI Bank confirmed this development, we're yet to hear from HDFC Bank. Now, we're joined in by V. Raghunathan, former banker and former professor of finance, IIM. Thank you so much for joining us here on Magic Bricks. Now, first of all, tell us, because the government has changed the rules so much over the last couple of days, there's been so much instability. Do you think this is the reason for this problem at the moment?
Good evening. Let me share my thoughts on this. You see, it goes without saying that as far as what we are seeing unfolding before us, it is complete chaos, which does show extreme lack of unpreparedness, and the way policies are being announced and undone, changed and so forth, almost borders on Andheri Nagari Chaupat Raja. Now, without commenting on real motivations for the entire move, which may have been very, very well meant, the fact of the matter is, by combining the demonetization of two major currencies with an introduction of another new major currency, which need not have been combined together, even taking into account the confidentiality element, the government could have managed it much better. For the first 1 month, they could have said they're introducing the 2,000 rupee note. They could have used that 1 month telling all the banks to get their ATMs ready. The ATMs would have been in fair amount of readiness to receive the new currency. In the meanwhile, since all of them would not have been brought to a standstill simultaneously, the entire system would have worked efficiently. At the last moment, the Prime Minister might have announced, if he wanted, that all right, we are also demonetizing the two other currencies. So the next morning onwards, the time taken by the banks would not have been as long and as chaotic as it has been. So the fact of the matter is, this will go down the history as one of the biggest failures of government planning and implementation of a very, very serious nature, inconveniencing millions upon millions of the most socioeconomically challenged sections in the country.
Mr. Raghunathan, also tell me this now. We're talking about the concession that the government has given, of course, 2.5 lakh rupees for families celebrating weddings and for farmers. Now, of course, we've had the government, issue this notification a week ago, but the banks at this point in time say that they haven't received any circular from the RBI. What do you make of all of that? Do you think it's, completely terrible implementation there?
It means the left hand doesn't know what the right is doing. If the left hand has heard some instructions from the government, it has not passed it on to the right hand. RBI itself is fairly confused about the very purpose and the effects of the demonetization process.
पॉलिटिक्स के साथ संबंध रखते हैं, वो तुरंत उस क्रेडिट को उसके लिए अवेलेबल करेंगे.
Thank you, sir. So, Raghunathan, we were talking about how this entire thing has been implemented. Tell us, what is your take on the fact that the government has introduced concessions, of course, over 2.5 lakh rupees for families celebrating weddings. But at this point in time, even the banks are confused. They do not know when they will receive a circular from the RBI.
Right. I was responding to that when I think some disruption happened. What I was trying to say is that there seems to, many of the moves seem to be knee-jerk reactions. All these issues in any sensible system should have been thought through, and RBI should have been well taken into confidence so that we don't have a situation where the left hand doesn't know what the right hand is doing. But what we are seeing today, also going by the comments of one of the RBI deputy governors, which have been reported in the press here and there, if that's anything to go by, even the RBI doesn't seem to be sure what the government's mind is and what its instructions are. So there is genuine chaos. Banks are unaware of many of the circulars coming, the intents coming from the government. The intents may be well motivated in the sense they want to help, but the fact is, when somebody's marriage is happening today or tomorrow, this government notification doesn't help. The fact is, it shows complete lack of preparedness by the government.
Right. Do you think the situation will ease at all over the next couple of days? What is your take on that?
No, I doubt if it will ease over the next couple of days. It's going to take longer, going by what we are seeing now. As somebody was rightly commenting, if the queues are shorter, it's because there is no money in the system. And I don't see why in the last 2 weeks what they did not do, how the new 500 rupee notes will find their way into the ATMs overnight. it's not going to be working. I have a feeling the pain will continue at least another week or 10 days.
Right, Mr. Raghunathan, thank you so much for joining us here on Magic Bricks. Now, keeping with the demonetization move, jewelers struck gold in the first 4 days after demonetization when business peaked as much as 70%. But almost a fortnight later, gold prices are down and business is slow. Disha Shah gets us this report from the by-lanes of Mumbai's Zaveri Bazaar.
After over 10 days of demonetization, the business of the jewelry shops here in Mumbai have been affected to a very large extent. In fact, when we spoke to a few jewelers here at Zaveri Bazaar, which is the Mumbai's largest jewelry market, what they told us is that despite the wedding season, the sale and the demand is very low at this point in time. However, they said that the sale was witnessed only in the first 4 days as soon as the Prime Minister Narendra Modi announced the scrapping of 500 and 1,000 rupee notes. So the jewelry shops here, they tell us that only the first 4 days they witnessed their sales going up by almost 70 to 75%. Customers used to come and buy huge heavy sets, gold sets, and buy jewelry worth 30 lakh, 40 lakh rupees. So that was the amount that customers have bought gold during the first 4 days. But coming back to the current situation, what they tell us is that there are hardly any customers who are buying gold at this point in time. But they say that the gold rates have also drastically come down from 50,000 rupees per gram to now 29,000 rupees per gram. So they say that now the life has come back to a normal rate. This is Disha Shah from Magic Bricks Now.
There was a similar story in Delhi NCR where fruits and vegetable vendors continue to be hit by cash crunch. Now the business has come down by half. Vendors are forced to sell their fruits and vegetables at throwaway prices. My colleague Deepa Rana sent us this ground report from Ghaziabad Vegetable Market.
A kg of tomatoes is costing rupees 2 to 4 rupees for a farmer, and while it is being sold at rupees 8 to 10 per kg in the Ghaziabad Mandi. Compare the prices just a month ago when the tomatoes were retailing at rupees 20 per kg. Farmers and vegetable growers are being affected by post-demonetization cash crunch. In fact, most of the farmers and vegetable growers are now have started a distress sale. The farmers tell us that most of their vegetables are not being sold at the right price. In fact, they are facing cash crunch even to transport vegetables from states like Punjab and Haryana to Delhi and to NCR region in the various mandis. Most of the time, the vegetable sellers are forced to sell their vegetables at a lower price. The situation has worsened in the last 2 weeks. The post-demonetization cash crunch has affected the farmers and vegetable growers who are now selling their vegetables at half the prices. The vegetable market has come down over 30%. The onions, which were selling earlier at rupees 20 per kg, are now being sold at rupees 16, while tomatoes, which were earlier sold at rupees 30 per kg, is now being sold at rupees 26. The situation is going to worsen as the vegetable sellers now tell us that they are out of cash and they are not able to sell their vegetables in the various markets, when even December and November are the 2 months where the demand and supply is more and they are able to do a good business. This is Deepa Rana reporting for Magic Bricks Now in Ghaziabad.
माल तो आ रहा है मगर पैसों में बहुत दिक्कत हो रही है, पुराने नोट दे रही है सब, बैंकों में कोई ले नहीं रहा, भीड़ बहुत लग रही है, कोई परेशानी नहीं समझ रहा हमारे बिल्कुल भी।
पुराने नोट चल नहीं रहे, नए नोट मांग रहे हैं आड़ती, ग्राहक पे है नहीं पैसा, पुराने नोट दिखा रहे हैं, माल बिक नहीं रहे।
माल सड़ ना जाए तो उसके लिए हम कम पैसे में देने मजबूरी देना पड़ता है, क्यों? अगर माल हम रोक लेते हैं तो कुछ भी पैसा हासिल नहीं होगा।
जब कुछ परिवर्तन आता है तो परिवर्तन के साथ सहयोग जनता को देना पड़ता है, और ये काम जो मोदी जी ने करा बहुत बढ़िया करा है।
गरीबों के लिए अच्छा किया है, आगे भी अच्छा होगा, पर ये अभी तो बहुत दिक्कत आ रही है। बताइए, कमाई बिल्कुल नहीं हो रही है, क्या कर रहे हैं?
जो असली नोट है सभी कोई खुलाने को तैयार नहीं है, पब्लिक 2000 रुपए देने को भी तैयार नहीं है।
1 किलो वाला भी 500 के ला रहा हो, कहाँ से दें?
10 बोरी बेचते थे, अब 2 बोरी बेच रहे हैं। सुबह 5 बजे से लेकर अब तक बैठे 2 बोरी लेकर ये बैठे।
सब्जी कम आ रही है, उसके बाद पैसा का भी परेशानी है, खुला नहीं मिल रहा, इसे ग्राहक आ नहीं रहे हैं।
Well, nearly 10 days of the war on black money and the situation has not eased on ground. That's what Magic Bricks now found. Traders, businesses are hit. Gold market, gold prices have fallen. And of course, we also understand that the RBI has not issued a circular as yet, and many banks are not, are turning down customers at this point in time, saying that RBI has not given them a formal confirmation on whether to let people withdraw 2.5 lakh rupees or not. That's something that we'll keep a close watch on here on Magic Bricks. Now, moving on. Civic bodies across the country are reaping the demonetization windfall. In Hyderabad, tax collections have risen drastically in the last 1 month after the government said people could pay property taxes in defunct notes. Now, the civic body has mopped up over 190 crore rupees in the last 1 month. Same is the case with civic bodies across the country. Suesha Sawant gets us more details.
That's right, there has been a net increase of nearly 312% in the revenues of 22 municipal corporations across the country. Those are the numbers coming in from the Ministry of Urban Development. These receipts have been counted from the 1st to the 19th November 2016, and this is in comparison to November 2015. Now, in November 2015, these 22 municipal corporations had seen revenues of about 274 crores, which has gone up to a whopping 855 crores in these 19 days, that is 1st November to 19th November 2016. GHMC, which is the Greater Hyderabad Municipal Corporation, has seen the maximum increase of about 2,350% from November 2015, where they got a total of 8 crores. This November 2016, that has gone up to 188 crores. This has been followed by Kalyan in Maharashtra. They're in the second position as they collected a total of 170 crores, followed by Ahmedabad, which collected a total of 150 crores. Chennai has a total of 76.8 crores, whereas Thane and Nagpur each have 23 crores. Those are the collections they have made now.
On to some news just coming in. Finance Minister Arun Jaitley spoke on the steps being taken to bring in some relief for farmers. With demonetization being announced right at the start of the Rabi sowing season, farmers have been hit hard. Listen in to what he had to say.
All the public sector banks, and the only item for discussion was, since the sowing season for Rabi is on, with regard to transfer of resources to the rural area so that they can reach the farmers. And a lot of this would happen through the cooperatives itself. So the NABARD has given us the detail of what the immediate requirements are on a weekly basis. And it's been decided that the banks with whom the cooperatives are associated will make that resource available straight away.
Moving on to our other big story, the Kanpur train tragedy. Over 145 dead and 200 have been injured in one of the worst rail accidents in the country after the Patna-bound Indore-Patna Express went off the rails early Sunday morning. Initial findings suggest a rail fracture could have caused this tragedy. Prashant Kumar files a report.
Well, absolutely, and this is perhaps the line that has been coming right since yesterday evening. All the railway officials, and in fact the officials from the state, have been telling us that they will perhaps wait for the rescue operations to get over till the time they hop on completely on to probe as to what the real reason behind this accident was. But as of now, at least 145 people have been confirmed dead, according to the DGP of Uttar Pradesh, Mr. Javed Ahmed, and out of which 110 bodies have been handed over to the families. But the situation here at the Helet Hospital, where I am standing right now, is completely grim, with patients still being brought from the accident site. And as we are speaking, the rescue operations are still on in Pukhraya, and the people are still being taken out. Many of them are believed to be dead now, because it's already over a day since the accident had actually taken place. But whosoever is being found, they are being referred to hospital first in Kanpur Dehat, and from there to the Kanpur main city in the hospital where I am standing. So as of now, at the Kanpur Helet Hospital, at least 70 to 80% are still getting treatment, out of which 30 to 40 people are seriously injured. Also, the patients who were there from Madhya Pradesh, all of them have now been sent back. There was a special arrangement. There was in fact officials from Madhya Pradesh government also present in the hospital, in the Helet Hospital. They took all the patients along with their family members and whosoever were here back to Madhya Pradesh. And similarly, an arrangement for the passengers of Bihar Those who want to go to Bihar is also being made, but as of now, at least 40 to 50 patients are seriously injured and they are getting treatment in the Helit Hospital in Kanpur.
In the meantime, over 24 hours after the mishap, rescue operations were still on. People from nearby villages had pitched in to help the NDRF and the army present at the tragic site.
बात तो बहुत सारे कर रहे पर हमारे पापा हमको चाहिए.
Here is a volunteer who's been with her since morning in trying to trace Ruby's father. आप बताइए आप कब से इनके साथ हैं और अभी कितनी मदद मिल पाई है आपको?
जिस समय ट्रेन हादसा हुआ उसके 5 मिनट बाद मैं यहाँ आ गई थी. ये दोनों भाई, इसके 2 भाई और बहनों को हॉस्पिटल में एडमिट करा दिया था. इनके साथ मैंने इनका सामान ढूंढा. इनके पापा को कई बार देखा मगर नहीं मिले. यहाँ पे और लोग भी थे, उनको भी ले जा करके बुला के एम्बुलेंस में चढ़वाया.
आपके भी चोट लगी हुई है?
मैं अभी इन लोगों की सहायता कर रही थी तो फिसल गई, इसलिए मुझे यहाँ पर चोट काफी आ गई है.
इनके ब्रदर और सिस्टर, अब उनकी तबीयत कैसी?
वो सब सुरक्षित हैं. वो पूरी तरह, इनका फ्रैक्चर था, इनको भी मैं हॉस्पिटल ले जा करके करवा के ले आई हूँ. एक्सरा कराया, फ्रैक्चर निकला है, सारा सब कुछ करा दिया. बस इनके फादर नहीं मिल रहे हैं. एक प्रॉब्लम है कि ये बच्चियाँ हैं, ये सबसे बड़ी बेटी है, इसका सब बच्चे छोटे हैं, तो इनकी किसी प्रकार भी मदद हो जाए. इनके फादर राम प्रसाद गुप्ता जी जहाँ पर भी हो, जो भी सुन रहा हो प्लीज हम लोगों को बता दें.
और कुछ बिलोंगिंग्स, इनका सामान जो शादी के लिए ले जा रहे थे और कैश भी मिसिंग है,
वो सब टूट फूट गया है. इनका केस भी मिसिंग हो गया है. कुछ इनके जेवर हैं वो मिल गए हैं, वो सुरक्षित इनकी बहनों के पास रखे हैं. और बहुत सा सामान इनका नहीं मिल पा रहा है, जैसे कि ATM है, नगद केस है, कुछ कपड़े लाई थी 1-1.5 लाख रुपए के शादी की खरीदी करके, वो सब इनका मिसिंग हो चुका है.
तो अभी किसी ने आश्वासन दिया है, कोई भरोसा दिलाया है किसी ऑफिशियल ने कि मदद करेंगे?
नहीं, इस तरह का कोई अभी भरोसा हम लोगों को नहीं मिल पाया है कि इनकी कोई मदद केस के मामले में कर रहा है. इस तरह का कुछ वो नहीं हो पा रहा है. आप ही लोगों से मदद की हम लोग आशा रखते हैं कि आप लोग जितनी जल्दी हो सके इनके पापा मिल जाएं.
And in shocking news of insensitivity, victims of Kanpur train tragedy allege that railway authorities have given them scrapped 500 rupee notes as compensation for treatment.
आप लोगों को यहाँ पे रेलवे के ऑफिशियल्स आप लोग बता रहे हैं कि आए थे, पैसे दे गए थे, तो आप जब वो पैसे देकर जा रहे थे तो आपने बोला नहीं कि 500 के पुराने नोट दे रहे हो, चलेगा नहीं?
हर कोई बोल रहा था नहीं चलेगा, लेकिन बोले हमारे पास अभी यही, हम यही दे सकते हैं, बाद में हम कुछ और कर सकते हैं.
अच्छा, तो अभी जो आपको 5,000 रुपए मिले हैं, क्या आपने उससे कुछ, क्योंकि टेक्निकली आप 500 रुपए यूज कर सकते हैं उसमें, तो आपने क्या खरीदा, कुछ खरीदा, क्या किया?
नहीं सर, चलने की हालत नहीं है. हमारे घर से लोग आए, थोड़ा नाश्ता विस्ता दे गए, और बाजू के लोग भी है, वो ला के दे रहे, हम खा रहे, आराम कर रहे. ट्रीटमेंट चालू है रिलीफ में थोड़ा.
तो दुख है कि नहीं, क्या है कि इस बात की कि पैसे मिले वो भी चला नहीं सकते?
दुख है ना, पैसा है, वो क्या काम का पैसा जब चल नहीं रहे. तो
जब वो आपको पैसे देके जा रहे थे रेलवे वाले अम्मा, तो आपने बोला नहीं कि जो पुराने नोट आपको दे रहे हैं वो तो चलेगा नहीं? क्या बोला हमने?
नहीं बोला भैया, हम कुछ उन्हें यही कहे नहीं कि जो कोई पूछी तो बता दियो कि रेलवे स्टेशन तरफ से ही मिला है.
रेलवे की तरफ से मिला?
हाँ, ये रेलवे तरफ से ही मिला है पैसा. बस क्या है, अब नाम गांव हम का पूछी कि क्यों हो क्या ना हुआ.
तो क्या इससे दिक्कत हो रही है कि आपको पैसे मिले भी बट आप यूज नहीं कर सक रहे हैं उसको?
तो अब का कह सकी थे भैया, अब तो हम दूसरे महान पड़े हन, अपने अब दूसरे सहायता के खातिर पड़ी हन. अभी 5,000 मिला है, 5,000 जब लगेबे तब और हुई, 5,000 में पूर हुई. अरे पैर के मामला देखो, कहीं 5,000 लागत है.
Doctor, you earn, you have nothing to do with the government. If you are willing to give them the currency what they need, so don't you think it's absolutely insensitive on the part of the government to give them the note that they have been given?
They should have arranged the better currency. But 500 rupees they can help. They start helping themselves. But it will be better if they give the current currency which can be used. And I offer any help if these person any required any money. I have got money. I can give 100 rupees notes and 50 rupees notes. And the best part is this: they are surviving. I am very happy.
Meanwhile, Railway Minister Suresh Prabhu briefed the Parliament on Monday and said that he has ordered a thorough probe.
As per available information, till now 133 passengers lost their lives, 58 passengers sustained serious injuries, and 122 passengers sustained simple injuries in this most unfortunate accident. Immediate efforts were made to provide relief and rescue. Local ambulances were rushed to the site, and the injured passengers shifted to nearby hospital. Railway medical vans from Kanpur and Jhansi were moved to the accident site. General Manager and Chief Safety Officer rushed to the site immediately to supervise the relief and restoration work. NDRF team and army battalions also reached the site to rescue and relief operation. Minister of State Manoj Sinha, member Rolling Stock and member engineering also rushed to the site. I, along with Chairman Railway Board, visited the site of accident and made the injured passengers admitted to the hospital, also visited the morgue. On humanitarian grounds, an enhanced Desha amount of 3.5 lakh each to the next of kin of the deceased, 50,000 for the grievously injured and 25,000 to passengers who sustained simple injuries being paid. Honorable PM has also announced additional Desha payment of 2 lakh to the kin of dead and 50,000 for each of the injured passengers. CRS into the safety. Statutory inquiry by Commissioner of Railway Safety into the accident has been ordered to determine the correct cause of accident. There shall be a separate comprehensive investigation aided by latest technical and forensic analysis by an appropriate agency to look into all possible angles. Strictest possible action would be taken against the guilty. All stranded passengers have been moved to the destination by a special train from Malasa station. Adequate help and assistance is provided to the stranded passengers. Old technology ICF coaches already in operations being lack the crash-worthy characteristics of modern coaches. I had informed the House during the previous railway budget to progressively replace and phase out these coaches. This will be expedited.
Moving on now, the grand opening of the India's longest expressway in Uttar Pradesh starts 6 fighter jets of the Indian Air Force. SP Supremo Mulayam Singh Yadav inaugurated the 302-kilometer long Agra-Lucknow Expressway. We'll leave you with some special moments of the event. Stay with Magic Bricks now.
You can watch live TV on our website mpnow.in. Find us on Facebook at facebook.com/magicbricksnow. And don't forget to click the like button. You can also follow us on Twitter at magicbricksnow. To stay updated with all our programming, hit the subscribe button on our YouTube channel by logging on to youtube.com/magicbricksnow.